Imagine saying you were technically better than Ronaldo, but your Real Madrid record is 4 goals in 4 years. Yep, 4. Sounds wild, right? But wait, this guy wasn't just some average player. He had 7 insane seasons at Chelsea, bagged 2 Premier League titles, and even snatched the Player of the Season award in 2014-15. And yet, somehow, football wasn't enough. Burgers stole his heart. Yes, burgers. Let me tell you the crazy story of the footballer who swapped goals for grills. Let's rewind the clock to where it all started, Hazard's early days. Born in La Louvière, Belgium, the guy pretty much had football in his DNA. Both his parents were footballers, so it's like he was destined to kick a ball before he could even walk. Oh, and he's the eldest of 4 brothers. All of them play football too. At just 4 years old, Hazard was already out there, showing off at Royal Stade Brenois, a local club in his hometown. Imagine a tiny Eden running circles around kids twice his size. He stayed there for 8 years, honing his skills before moving to AFC Tubize. And by 14, he wasn't just a good player, he was the player. Scouts at a local tournament spotted him and said, "Yeah, this kid's special." That's when Lille came calling. Now fast forward to 2005 and Hazard was in France starting his career at Lille. But wait, it wasn't all smooth sailing. At first, breaking into the starting 11 was tough. Can you imagine sitting on the bench knowing you're the future GOAT material? Frustrating, right? But patience paid off, and after a couple of seasons, Hazard started lighting up League One. By the 2010/2011 season, he was unstoppable. Lille won both League One and the Coupe de France that year, with Hazard pulling the strings. He was dribbling like a magician, scoring goals, creating assists. It was like he was playing FIFA on easy mode. And to top it off, he snagged the League One Player of the Year award not once, but twice in a row. A kid from Belgium dominating French football, absolute baller. And that's when the big boys started calling. Hazard's magic on the field was impossible to ignore, and in 2012, it was Chelsea that snagged him. The moment he stepped into West London, he was like, "All right, let me show you what I've got." His Premier League debut, classic Hazard. He set up Branislav Ivanovic for the opener and then won a penalty for Frank Lampard to slot home. But his first season wasn't all sunshine and trophies. It was a bit of a roller coaster. Chelsea had just won the Champions League the season before, but somehow managed to crash out in the group stages the next year. Yeah, they became the first Champions League winners to get booted that early. In the Europa League, Hazard stepped up. Remember that late goal against Sparta Prague? Absolute clutch moment. And when he assisted Frank Lampard's record-breaking goals against Aston Villa, it was clear this guy wasn't just good, he was Chelsea's future. Now, fast forward to the 2014-15 season, and Hazard was at his peak. Teaming up with Juan Mata, he became every defender's worst nightmare. Quick feet, insane dribbling, and the kind of creativity that made you say, how did he even see that pass? Chelsea won the Premier League, and Hazard walked away with the PFA Players Player of the Year award. But then came the infamous dip. The 2015-16 season, let's just say it was rough. Chelsea was a mess under Mourinho, and Hazard went 30 games without scoring. 30! People were questioning his motivation, his work ethic. Some even said he was eyeing a move to PSG. But like a true champion, Hazard bounced back. Under Antonio Conte in 2016-17, he was unstoppable again. He led Chelsea to 12 straight wins and another Premier League title. And then came the 2018 World Cup, where Hazard reminded the world just how special he was. He captained Belgium's golden generation to a third-place finish, their best ever. Every time he touched the ball, it felt like something magical was about to happen. After the World Cup, Hazard returned to Chelsea and delivered his best season yet in 2018-19. Forget the 2014-15 season. This was peak Hazard. He topped the assists chart, scored a brace in the Europa League final against Arsenal, and carried Chelsea on his back. But by then, it was clear. He was ready for a new challenge. Hazard said goodbye to Chelsea after 7 incredible years, saying he wanted to try something new. But here's the plot twist. That move turned out to be, well, not so great. When Eden Hazard arrived at Real Madrid, the expectation was simple. Be the guy. Replace Cristiano Ronaldo, lead Los Blancos to glory, and maybe grab a Ballon d'Or while you're at it. No pressure, right? But instead of becoming the next Galactico, Hazard's time at Madrid turned into a tragicomic saga filled with injuries, weight jokes, and moments that left fans scratching their heads. It started with a bad first impression. Hazard showed up to training overweight by 5 kilograms. Social media had a field day, Madridistas were fuming, and Hazard, he brushed it off saying, "When I'm on vacation, I'm on vacation." Big mood, but not exactly what you want to hear from your €100 million signing. By October 2019, he was showing flashes of the Hazard we loved at Chelsea, those mazy dribbles, cutting passes, and moments of magic. He starred against Eibar and Real Sociedad, and it looked like he was finding his groove. But then came the foul. In a Champions League clash against PSG, Hazard's Belgium teammate Thomas Meunier caught him with a seemingly harmless challenge. But it wasn't harmless. Hazard's fragile ankle, the same one that had caused him issues in the past, was trapped awkwardly, and he was out. Again. From there, it was a vicious cycle. Injury, recovery, a hopeful return, and then bam, another setback. By the time COVID-19 hit, Hazard had undergone surgery and was still far from his best. The next season brought even more bad luck. A muscle injury, a positive COVID test, and poor form kept him sidelined. To make matters worse, Vinicius Jr. seized his opportunity in the starting 11 and never looked back. Hazard, meanwhile, was left watching from the bench as Madrid cruised to wins without him. One of the most infamous moments of Hazard's Madrid career came during a Champions League semi-final against his former club Chelsea. After Madrid were knocked out, Hazard was caught laughing and joking with his old teammates. Cue the outrage. Spanish media and fans lost their minds. It was all over late-night talk shows, with one program dramatically labeling him a traitor. And then there was Euro 2020. Hazard, somehow still captain of Belgium's golden generation, made the squad despite barely playing for Madrid. But his tournament ended on the bench, injured yet again as Belgium crashed out to Italy in the quarterfinals. Hazard's time at Madrid kept spiraling. By 2021, he was a bench warmer behind Vinicius and Karim Benzema, who formed a deadly partnership that made Hazard's absence seem irrelevant. Carlo Ancelotti gave him chances, but they were fleeting. His injuries and form made it impossible for him to regain a starting spot. Eventually, even Hazard seemed to accept the inevitable. In June 2023, after 4 frustrating years, he and Madrid mutually agreed to terminate his contract. The once dazzling winger had become a cautionary tale. Speculation followed. Would Hazard move to MLS, Saudi Arabia, or even make a Premier League comeback? Nope. On October 10th, 2023, just shy of his 33rd birthday, Hazard announced his retirement. His words were simple and bittersweet. You must listen to yourself and say stop at the right time. The stats from his time at Madrid? 7 goals, 12 assists, and 76 appearances across 4 seasons. To call it a disappointment feels like an understatement. But let's be fair, some of this was on Hazard. He didn't always take care of himself, and Madrid fans let him hear about it. But a lot of it was bad luck too. Those recurring ankle injuries robbed him of the explosiveness and trickery that made him unstoppable in his prime. It's a tragic end to what should have been a legendary career. Hazard had the talent to win Ballon d'Ors, to sit alongside the likes of Messi and Ronaldo. Instead, his time at Madrid became a cautionary tale of unfulfilled potential. So, what do you think? Was Hazard's career at Real Madrid just bad luck, or could he have done more to turn things around? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.